Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Wheezy, Tennessee, Stephen, Crystal, Chuck, Red, Benjamin. No, I'm missing somebody. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, I just got off got done watching all of Chuck's show, and luckily I already had this one set up, so all I had to do was just zip over here and wait to hit the go button. So, yeah, anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. And Chuck, I hated to hear you went through a little bit of crap you went through. If you want to come up, I'll drop the link if you'd like. But anybody, and everybody, stands alone. How are you? Meemaw? Hello. Hey, Gigi. Starting off a little slow today, but not bad. Not bad. Like I said, Chuck, if you want to pop up here, I'll drop you the link. Cool Gamer, hello. Now it popped up on yours, Chuck, but I was having trouble finding my cough drops and I was going through a fit. Someone decided they needed them worse than I did, so they had moved them for me. Might have been a helpful little 2-year-old, but I found them. They was all still there, so luckily she couldn't get them open. Yeah, Wheezy, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, it's hard to have a great day when you know you're getting hosed all day, every day by our governments. Uh-oh. Daniel R., hello. So has anybody got any good stories to tell today? If you read the title, it kind of says, it's going to blow in a big old storm of hot air. So might as well build it that way, hadn't we? Anyway, Michael Duvall, hello. Yep. Thought about making a phone call today and visiting with an old acquaintance I used to work with. Well, I thought, yeah, better not waste my time. He won't answer. He just aggravated myself, so it's probably best I didn't. Hey, Silver Bay, how are you? Heidi Pierce, how are you? I'm sure not everybody wants me to sit here and just read names all night long, so I guess I'll drop the link and go from there. Anatini, hello. Belva Vanilla, or Bella Vanilla, hello. Hope you're doing well. We're getting up for a little ways. Anyway, I think, Gigi, you're scheduled for 7, aren't you? If Gigi's still in here. I think Gigi was going to have her part due tonight. Hey, big cats. I was trying to think where I'd seen that. Don't know where I'm seeing it now, but boy, it looks like a real excitement over on that other channel. Makes me want to run right over there. Not. Anyway. So anyway, once again, this is just an open forum. Anybody wants to come up and say something, you all are more than welcome. Hey, Lily J. Hope everything is going well there on your end. Anyway. Yeah, she never did answer me. Now she's leaving to go grab a bite. Huh. Oh, well. Chuck, you still in here? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought I'd seen. Well, it's hard for me to turn down my loyal supporters also. Yeah, I tried that, Wheezy. Yeah, that stuff tastes like, ugh, that's some nasty crap. Nasty crap. My cough's getting a lot better. It's just, most of it was due to me being sick 3 days last week. I just let all that mucus and crap build up on me, and yeah, Tennessee, if you want, you're more than welcome to pop up here and drop whatever you've got. I haven't watched Monkey Works in quite a while. I quit watching him when he kind of had to step back on some of his intel because he was getting scolded pretty hard. So it was kind of a hit and miss deal on what he had shown, what he wouldn't, and if he'd show something really good, it was just real hit and miss real quick without a whole lot of details or a whole lot of explanation. So it left more questions than it did answers. Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, the Pacific's going to be another hot spot again. In between Taiwan and all the way down into Hawaii. Deja vu, sounds like, doesn't it? Hey, Nina ass. Yep, that's what we keep hearing. Kind of watched some of that a little bit ago. Hey, Willie D, how you doing, bud? Hey, John, how are you? Red. Alrighty then. Well, I guess I'll drop the link again. I guess it does any good if no one wants to come visit. So. Willie D, you at work still today? That's out there, guys, if y'all want to pop in. Yep. There ain't a whole lot going on right now. T. Lee, a lot of eyes over the Pacific Ocean, and they're talking about the Florida weather. So that's about all that's going on right now. That's fine, Willie D. I didn't know if you're still at work or not. Oh, Frank, Ivan Jr. Yep. Yeah, we don't get any of those out here. We do got tornadoes, but Other days we see 100-mile-an-hour wind just because it can, I guess. It's like, really? Do we really need all that crap? And then it's usually a day or two later, we either get a hell of a storm or a hell of a snowstorm. Blowing something in a hurry. All right, how you doing? Hello.
Hey, I'm trying to, I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Can now. I was hearing you fine there for a second.
I have problems with my volume if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. You may not be able to hear us. Well, he'll be back. I'll get it figured out. Well, very well could be. Yep. Anyway, hopefully he'll be back here in a second. Maybe. Hey, Carol Z. Yeah, sorry guys, just kind of waiting on our age. Like I said, just oh yeah. Our age is usually pretty good up on pretty much some of the plains, and then the weather. He stays up on the weather pretty good. The anomalies and stuff like that. All right. Love peace. Yes, Willie do. I feel a lot better today. So thank you for asking. Well, we can get him to connect up. He'll be good. There he is. We can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was changing some of my settings, trying to fool around and try to get on live stream, but YouTube is taking extraordinarily long to get me where I can live stream. So
Right.
I already verified my account, whatever, with them. It's like over 48 hours now, so I'm kind of getting irritated with that. But anyways, let's see. Yeah, eyes are on the weather. Kind of like this is really for me kind of disturbing. You know, based on my background, having a lot to do with weather. When it comes to radar, what do you call it? Characteristics. You know, you're talking about over the horizon backscatter radar. You're talking about, you know, all kinds of things that radar is able to do nowadays, and how they use the radar to actually develop and field weather modification systems. And they're at such a level now that we may not know what the hell they've been doing here in these last years, these last probably 10 years. We probably never know. But every time when I go down that road, you have to face the kind of adversity of people that just don't believe it. You know,
Correct.
they can't conceive the evil that some of these people that are in these highest positions are able. They're just able without any conscience. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying one way or the other that this has been manipulated, but I watch this as a tropical depression, number 9. It was nothing. It was just clouds. And then all of a sudden, this thing takes off. It's outside of Cuba already. And it's like what, category 3 hurricane?
Wow.
The front or whatever, the width of this thing is like 500 miles. It's a superstorm. So they've been now on a lesser effect as far as weather modification. They've been cloud seeding for years. And I love Rush Limbaugh. I really love him, the late Rush Limbaugh. I respect the man, but there's even people like that. I could not even share the information with them. Even I had factual evidence of cloud seeding. There's companies that you can actually pay that will cloud seed for you. Basically, cloud seeding is where they go up there and they make it to rain, right? So what they've been doing the last, I would say, 10 or 15 years, really, they've amped this up. They've been seeding the clouds as they start off the weather phenomenon, like a tropical depression off the coast, the southwestern tip of Africa, and they're cloud seeding already, right at the very initial stages of these tropical depressions. There's basically a bunch of clouds. Okay, there's a little bit more. There's a lot. Well, there's actually a lot more involved in understanding a tropical depression and how these things are amped up. But uh, I can't go into that level. Obviously, I'm not a scientist or whatever, you know. But what I do know is even NOAA has put out the history of weather modification. I think we talked about this on your show last night, Shane. Is that not true?
Yes, that is correct.
We touched on it a little bit. I'm not sure which you shared some stuff with NOAA before. right when you started up tonight, right?
I don't think I shared anything with Noah about the Noah tonight.
Okay, let me see. Now watch this link I dropped in the chat. I want to make sure it's the right one. Yeah, yeah, that's the right one. Okay, for people that are interested in weather modification, the history of it, this goes back to the 50s. Okay, in World War II, we talked about the very beginning of the creation of radar,
Okay.
um, and we discussed the fact that radar was used to actually vital part of weather modification because when they're conducting experiment, the only way to truly know the effects of the weather modification is through a weather radar.
Now this
Uh,
is the same one you put up last night.
right, right.
Do you want me to pull it up again?
Yes, just so people can get the link so that they can actually go to the official source and go back and you have the whole history. And it goes in a lot more detail than I can go off the top of my head. But anyways, a radar was vital in the um, experimental development and fielding stages of large weather modification systems. We're talking about direct energy um, being pumped into these depressions. We're talking about particulates being dropped into these depressions. They've gotten to be so good at these weather modifications. They can actually steer them. That's the belief of many people, and that's my belief too. Um, and where we always come into the roadblock is like certain famous radio hosts and other people working for the government to call this disinformation just to try to discredit you right away. Even though you can go to their own sites and read about the history of weather modification. Let's just put it in another term. Think about what the ramifications are if somebody can control the weather in basically any part of the world. Think about the crops, the food. I mean, food shortages, lacking rain, uh, you know, where basically all your crops die up off. And then what is the alternatives they have for us? Crickets, right? So when you talk about stuff like that, it's crickets because I think people are too scared to go, okay, well, I've been noticing this strange weather phenomenon. I've never seen it. It doesn't look natural. People coming out and seeing like stuff falling from the sky, like smart dust or particles, whatever. And even people like out there, these multi-billionaires talking about uh, dropping dropping certain particles in air with the reflect back to the sun, the so-called, you know, uh, help against climate change. And what I'm trying to say is the wrong people are at the wrong positions right now. This is very, very horrible because you can't trust anything you see. You can't trust anything you see. Um, Remember we were talking about last night. They had they had two meteorological, what do you call it? I can't even speak tonight. uh, Two projections. We had a European meteorological projection. We had a U.S. Meteorological projection when it came to Eon. Okay, now the U.S. one was one that went out further west over the Gulf and wouldn't have done much but caused a surge, which would have caused flooding in places like Tampa and the low-lying coastal areas of the Gulf. People living on the Gulf, you know. on the coast of the Gulf. So the U.S. one, projection one, was, yeah, it was going to hit in a panhandle, right? It was going to cause some damage there, but it wouldn't have caused as much damage as this one's going to cause if it actually keeps its current course or if it jogs to the right a little bit. This is going to be bad. And this isn't fear porn. I think Governor DeSantis is doing a great job in warning people, but there's a lot of veterans, uh, hardened veterans that are, say, 20 years older than myself. They're not going anywhere. Believe me, I know these people. They're not going anywhere. I still don't know exactly where it's going to hit. I pray to God that it jogs back towards the west a little bit, or it doesn't hit directly at Tampa, because we're looking at 3 to 4 million people, and there's a lot of people on the coastal regions of Tampa, St. Petersburg. You're looking at Newport Richey, Fort Myers. You go further south, Sarasota, all those coastal regions. They're going to be hit by something they probably haven't experienced since Charlie. So, if you have the chance to leave now, you live on the coast, leave. And that's basically, I'm repeating what, Governor DeSantis is saying. Take this serious. This is not going to be something normal. Um, it, uh, I don't know if, try to tone it down a little bit. I mean, most of us know, the veterans of Florida, they know what to do. They know if they're in a low lying area, uh, to get to high ground. But we're talking about a pretty big surge, 6 feet to 10 feet in an area that's already below sea level is pretty devastating for it's going to be pretty devastating for a lot of shops, homeowners that live on the Gulf, coast. So,
Look like New Orleans all over again.
yeah, yeah. And say, for example, our thoughts or our opinions about weather modification are true. What is their motive? Now, think about this already. From a tropical depression, number 9, it was an unnamed tropical storm, right? They
Right.
had already sold out of pretty much all plywood in southern Florida. They've sold out of all bread, all water, and a lot of the gas stations were already dry. Yesterday, already in Polk County, Central Florida, all the bread was sold out. All the water sold out. Pumps now are got the yellow bags around them. You can't get gas. And that's probably, people are going north of northern Florida to try to get their supplies. You can't get another generator. You can't find another generator anywhere. If you're lucky to find a generator, it's like somebody that has 2 or 3 generators. You know what I mean? That has 1 or 2 to spare, whatever. This is crazy, Shane. I've never really seen it this hyped up before.
Well, they've got some hype behind it, that's for sure. And I looked at the trajectory when, or trajectory, I should say, when DeSantis and them were showing it, and it looks like either way it goes, it could do a lot of damage to one side or the other, or both if it turns to the center of the state.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's going to be whether it's manipulated completely or if it's just it is out of tune with what has happened a lot before. So I think it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I hope people are getting ready for it. Hope they don't just take it lightly, like all they did, like a lot of times they did.
Right. Well, another thing that was suspicious to me was too, it was kind of tracking towards Cancun, right?
Yep.
And then it went right over basically the western portion of Cuba, and the thing didn't slow down. It actually the the intensity of the what was a tropical depression only maybe 10 hours before that, it goes right over Cuba, the mainland of Cuba, on the western portion of Cuba. The thing doesn't slow down, it picks up speed. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that as far as something forming into a tropical storm, gets to a tropical storm, and it gets to like maybe category one, on the verge of category one, and then when it soon as it's over the northern portion of the western northwestern portion of Cuba, the mainland of Cuba, it's already like a category two or three. Some meteorologists were reporting it was a cat three just after. I mean, the northwestern portion of Cuba, the mainland of Cuba. I've never seen that happen before. I mean, my background, Shane. This is the only reason why I bring it up is because, um, I have a little bit of background as far as air surveillance. I was an air surveillance supervisor for uh, NORAD uh, in the northwestern region, the 25th Northwestern Regional Control Center, and I mean we track weather, right? We even track the dust of Mount St. Helens when Mount St. Helens blew up. We tracked and we could forecast where the dust was going to hit. Uh, for those of y'all that are up in the Northwest that might be listening to the show that are old enough to remember Mount St. Helens, it was initially going to basically all the ashes were going to really dump hard on Yakima, but it turned and uh, basically uh, it was going to hit Tacoma really hard, and that's where first I have to make a correction. It was going to hit Tacoma really hard, and the weather, I mean, the wind direction changed kind of like at the last minute, and it dumped really hard on Yakima. But I mean, tracking these things and following these things is is kind of paramount because it affects because of the aircraft safety, the military aircraft and civilian aircraft. You have to really keep a close eye on these hurricanes, or any type of weather for as far as that goes. So I um, I just have my suspicions, and if there's any foul play going on, I just hope these people are found out if there is, and they're held accountable. Until
That's it.
then, the only thing we can do is just be smart. And I don't know, people in the center of Florida or central Florida, they might have to just button the hatches and ride it out because what are you going to do? Try to outrun a storm? You know what I mean? You might end up it be worse if you say you head north towards Georgia, you know, um, the storm's right in right in your wake or whatever. You're trying to outrun a storm.
Yep.
So if
That's it.
people can leave now that are on the coastal regions, especially on Florida, they should. I'm talking about the west coast of Florida. Y'all should go ahead and take off now. Not play with this thing. It's better to be safe than sorry. Or get to high ground, find a very solid structure you can stay at, fallout shelter or whatever. There's a lot of shelters out there too, so
Hello from Cheyenne, Oklahoma. How are you? Uh,
yeah.
Bluegrass transport, I have not got a chance yet. I will get to it as soon as I can. I've only got like, I don't know, 1,000 people or some crap that want me to look at something every day. So I'm trying to get there. You're on the list. I don't know what happened to RH. Must last service again. Yeah, no one ever gets held accountable if there is someone to blame. Yeah, Crystal, I'll drop you the link. Hey, Chuck, are you back? Yeah, there you are. Anyway,
I ordered it. It's 16.
all right, welcome back.
Yeah, I had to grab something real quick. I'm going to share it now.
All right.
Now, this one, if you don't mind, you can show it. This is a regular, what do you call it, news station reporting on this. This was 6 months ago in Northern California. For so people to understand, weather part of a big part of weather modification is called cloud seeding. So, like
Correct.
for example, like we're talking about the tropical depression number 9 before it was named Ian. Uh, uh, that's where you would go in and you start cloud seeding, right, to produce a larger grouping of clouds in a tropical depression, and then we start get rotation. Then it ends up growing into something we're seeing right now. You know, a superstorm.
Correct.
Hey, Shane.
Hey,
Hey,
Crystal.
RH. RH, I gotta ask you a question. I live like 45 minutes, a little over 45 minutes away from Jacksonville. Is it coming that way?
Oh, Jacksonville on the north. You're on the
I'm between Jacksonville and Gainesville.
take towards University of Florida, right?
Yeah,
Gators fan, Gators
yeah.
fan, right? Yeah. Um, you're in your problem isn't going to be so much either rain or um high winds. So if you're because you're at the higher elevation, heck, you're probably higher. I'm at 200 feet, which is pretty high for Florida.
Yeah.
Unless you go up northern Florida into the hills like where you're at, like
Yeah.
Ocala.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
in Stark, Florida.
yeah, you're near Gainesville, right?
Well, I'm 45 minutes away from Gainesville or Jacksonville.
Which county is that called?
Bradford County.
I haven't heard of anything for us, any warnings for Bradford County yet. So
Okay.
uh, there was just I think, uh, evacuation order, if I'm not mistaken, for Lee County,
Uh-huh.
and there's some warnings now. Not evacuation for Polk County, but there sounds like they're gonna. they might issue evacuation order for people living in Polk County if they live in, for example, a trailer or RV park type scenario. So those might be evacuated,
Well, my house,
evacuated out.
yeah, my house was built in 1930,
Oh,
and it's up off the ground. It's not level on the ground.
yeah, like a wood frame house that's on like cinder blocks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but those old homes, you'd be surprised. A lot of them are they're pretty stable, you know.
Well, my cousin said the last really bad one that went through here that really, messed up Florida, the house went through too. So my best friend wanted me to come over to her house. And I'm like, I can't do that. I said, I'm going to just pray. I said, because I got 2 cats and I can't bring them to your house and keep them in a carrier till all this is over with because of your animals. I said, that wouldn't be right with them, and I'm not leaving them.
Yeah.
Now, if they had said something about get out of there, yeah, I would have. But I don't watch TV, so I just happened to hear the news through her.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry so much where you're at, unless the thing takes some really strange turn. But even then, you're looking about it's going over land, and it shouldn't be. It would the strength of the the wind should break up enough where I wouldn't. Yeah, it's going to be scary if it does head up like it does a turn like that and head your way. It's going
Uh-huh.
to be scary for sure, but I would I wouldn't if you got a more stable place or a more solid structure to live in or stay in.
Mm-hmm.
I would for your pets too, for their safety. I would seriously consider doing it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just don't want to say something and it be a nothing burger, you know what I mean?
I
Because
know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
um then everybody, oh, RH, there he goes again, fear porn, and he's getting everybody all freaked out. I'm just, you
Well,
know,
my next door neighbor's got a brick home, so
yeah. Well, I have faith too, and just keep praying. And I'm not,
hey
you know,
Travis.
uh, I'm not going to try to minimize this thing at all. And I don't want to take away anything from the professionals like the emergency management team that DeSantis has together. I mean, they've really been doing a great job, but I just I think the supply chains were taxed already before this hit, and that's another problem. Where have you been out shopping lately? What's it like, far as your like water and uh, gas and
I haven't been out lately.
oh, okay. Well, maybe you can call around and ask questions, with your neighbors or your friends and see how it's looking over there, because this is like Irma. Whenever I went out to try to get plywood to protect my windows, whatever, um, they were all sold out everywhere. Lowe's, Home Depot, they were all sold out. And I went out to get plywood pretty early. But anyways, this is what normally happens. The people in the southern Florida, you know, they get they're out there buying their stuff first, and then they run out first, and then they come up north and they start buying out all our stuff, and that's what's happening. So uh,
It makes me wonder them if they really are manipulating the weather. They're also using it to give a lot other people fear, you know, and they're going out and buying all this stuff up, so they're making money off of it too.
Exactly. That's what I was about to talk about, the motive for these people. People go, well, why would somebody want to do that? I mean, it's evil enough, but you're right. It's motive. The motive is power and money, and to cause chaos with this current governor we have, and he's been doing a great job. It's unbelievable. Even the division of people on our own side saying that DeSantis is a black cat. He wants mail-in balloting, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Well,
Guess
he's
what?
right.
Our ballots are. I don't want to go into too much detail with that, but uh, there's not no unsoliciting stuff going on when it comes to that. Those pieces of paper, they're very well tracked, and they have to use the verification. Y'all know what I'm talking about on the envelopes. We have a large population of senior citizens that live in Florida. We have
Mm-hmm.
we have military veterans that voted. They vote absentee ballot by mail. We do not have electronic voting by email, which I don't know why. You know, I don't want to go too much into it, Shane, because it's your show, and I don't know how far you allow people to go, and I don't want you to get taken down. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
don't want to get taken down, so just use discernment. I'm looking at someone just advanced an issue that I'm trying to find. I don't want to get nipped in the butt to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, we're just talking about basic stuff as far as Florida goes, and
yeah,
it's a pretty good run. We had some problems there for a while, and believe me, we still have problems. Every state has problems. You know what I mean? Nothing's perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but I think
I'd rather
they
be
know.
living here than up in these liberal places.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. I'm very blessed. We're very blessed to live in Florida, even though we have these, what I mean, these tropical storms and hurricanes. One bad thing about this, and we talked about this a little bit last night, is that we've already had over, at least it was like before this tropical storm even came up to be any type of problem as far as rain bands. Uh, we were already over like 9 inches over the yearly average of rainfall, over nine
Yes,
inches, and we're only in September. You know what I mean?
yes. I
This
tell you, you walk through
right,
my. You got to put rain boots to walk through my backyard.
right, and this thing is supposed to dump about a foot on the Tampa St. Petersburg metropolitan or Bay Area. Um, it so for us that we're talking tonight, the biggest problem with a hurricane is actually the surge and the flooding. That actually causes the most amount of death. So you know what I mean? Seriously, I'm not trying to get people freaked out. Like I said, we go through this every single year, but this is kind of unique in the characteristics of this thing. It's not natural. In my opinion, it's not natural. It's doing things. It's like going over a, a pretty large body of land and not slowing down, and it's speeding up. And that's where I have concerns. I hope everybody understands that and just kind of take it serious and just do what you normally do. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah.
Just stay safe, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking if this is going to be bad, we're just getting into it. How's the other one's going to be?
There's no telling because you're looking out. You have to go way back, way over to the coast of the southwest coast of Africa to see what's spinning up there. And you think that anything that's just a depression,
Mm-hmm.
look how this thing started.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 1,000 miles away, at least from my location. Um, what do you call it? Jamaica. It was southeast of Jamaica. You know what I mean? It was nothing. It was nothing. So
I
I
heard it picked up and went over Cuba.
yeah, it went over Cuba, the western portion of the mainland of Cuba, and it sped up instead of slowing down.
Yeah, how's that?
The only thing, okay, now there's a lot of things to consider when you're tracking the strength of a hurricane. We have to think of winds aloft. Okay, what altitude that storm was. You know what I mean? As
Hmm.
far as the winds goes and the spinning the spinning of the eye, whatever, how it's forming, the altitude of it. So there's a lot to play, but I've never seen a hurricane or tropical storm go over mainland Cuba uh, like that and and speed up almost at the same time. You know, so that was suspicious. That was another suspicious thing, and then it was heading towards um, Cancun, and then y'all have to look at the turn it made.
Oh yeah, that's Cancun is what I meant, not the Cuba. Yeah, I heard that.
Well, it was going towards Cancun, and then it made a turn, and then it went right over Cuba, the western portion of Cuba. And instead of slowing down once it went over, it was going over Cuba. It sped up because
They don't
remember, it was,
want it, yeah.
yeah,
They don't want it to mess up Cancun. That's a money pot right there too.
yeah. Well, Shane, I shared that link in the post, and it's very interesting. It's a newscast from Northern California where they seeded the clouds there to produce the rain. They had a long drought in Northern California. Now, that was 6 months ago. Now, that's live coverage. And I believe they have coverage of them showing the cloud seeding planes. If you want to play that, I think that'd be pretty interesting for people to to learn from, whatever, or to
I'm
watch.
getting I'm getting ready now.
All right. Thanks a lot, sir. Appreciate it.
And here's something we haven't seen or heard in quite some time. Rain falling in the valley this morning. I love that sound. This video was from downtown Sacramento overnight. After 66 days without measurable rain, we have finally broken that dry streak. The rain arrived just in time for the morning commute. This is what it looked like in Roseville along Douglas Boulevard this morning. Drivers, of course, had to turn on the windshield wipers for the first time in a long time. Real rainfall, not just the nuisance rain that just dirties everything. It was good stuff.
So at the same time, a small plane was flying across the gray skies equipped with some tools for a special assignment. KCRA3 meteorologist Heather Waldman shows us what that plane was doing.
Yeah, I was working on a story at Sacramento Executive Airport yesterday when this aircraft passed by on its way to the hangar. My photographer and I noticed these odd attachments on the wings. You can see them right there. So we asked the pilot about them. It turns out that plane is a cloud seeding aircraft, and it was flying through this morning's rain. The cloud seeding today was done by SMUD as a way to help increase stream flows to allow for more hydroelectric power generation. Here's the basic science. Clouds form when billions of tiny water vapor particles condense onto dust and other microscopic particles to form water droplets. Those dust particles are called cloud condensation nuclei. Big phrase there. So you can think of them as cloud seeds. Every cloud has them, but not every cloud has enough to produce rain. That's where cloud seeding comes in. It's a weather modification technique that adds more of these tiny particles to the lower part of the atmosphere. That's done with aircraft like what you just saw, or ground-based generators. The goal is to make the clouds more effective rain and snow producers. Silver iodide is the most commonly used cloud seed, and while silver is a very toxic heavy metal in large quantities, environmental research shows that cloud seeding is not likely to be harmful to wildlife, although it may reduce the growth of algae and other bacteria in freshwater systems. Still, cloud seeding operations are carefully monitored to ensure that it's safe for the environment and for us. But now the question, does it work? Cloud seeding has been used off and on by many countries since the 1940s, but only recently did research confirm that, yeah, cloud seeding can cause a cloud to produce rain or snow when it otherwise would not have. According to Caitlin Bedner, who manages SMUD's cloud seeding program, cloud seeding projects have resulted in precipitation increases between an average of 3 and 10%. But there are still big questions about just how economical this practice is. I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman for KCRA 3 News.
All right, so Heather, I don't know if I would ace the test at the end, but I got enough out of that to be able to ask you this. Is this something that could help with our drought by adding more water, more rain?
Yeah, a lot of people have that idea, but no, this wouldn't be a practical option because in order for it to work, you first need to have the clouds that are large enough to potentially produce precipitation. So those high fair weather clouds that we've seen a lot of lately and that we tend to see more of during the warm season, they just wouldn't be able to make rain or snow with or without seeding. SMUD's cloud seeding manager told me that their ability to cloud seed varies from season to season and is highly dependent on very specific weather conditions.
Okay, all right, makes sense. Thanks, Heather.
Hey, it's Adam from StreamYard. We have an exciting new feature to announce called Green Room, which is now available only on the business plan.
That told it all there.
Now remember, this is a very, very small scale of weather, an example of weather modification. We're not even talking about directing energy into these depressions and that kind of thing and producing something, a lot worse than maybe a 3% to 10% increase in rain. Or precipitation, or however they call it. So.
Yeah, that it don't hurt nobody. Yeah, right. I don't believe that.
Well, it's just how they kind of like assume things, like it won't hurt the environment, it won't hurt, the ecological, what do you call it, ecological system. There's a lot of things that factor into this. Okay, they say something about the algae, whatever. I mean, think about the ecosystem, how delicate it can be, and you're introducing these harmful particles, and they're just writing it off. Oh, it ain't no big deal, right? Ain't nothing gonna happen. It's like it's free for all out there. People can just do whatever the hell they want to. They got the money to do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's about.
That knocked a hell of a hole in an hour, didn't it?
Yeah, I can't believe an hour's gone by already.
Pretty near. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Good 45 minutes.
Thank you for letting me up here, Shane, because I wanted to ask him a question.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm not that good at
I wasn't gonna. I just wasn't gonna invite you up right in the middle of one of his, like he was in the middle of that, going over stuff, because it would have interrupted his train of thought.
Yeah.
So I have to be courteous to him too.
Yeah, we have to realize also MacDill has already had a mandatory evacuation. MacDill Air Force Base, that's a pretty big, pretty big base.
I got a base near me too.
Travis, I don't know if I can do a 5-hour one tonight. I don't know who else is coming on. I know Gigi's coming on right now. And
Travis. What's up, Travis?
Don't trust me. I have put on several 5, 8, 12-hour shows. They're fun. Don't get me wrong. But when
Well,
you do an 8-hour show and you go backstage for 4 hours, then it's like, okay, that wears me out for the next day.
How you getting along, Shane? You sound like you got a cold or something going on there.
I'm getting over it. I'm on the tail end of it now. It's just been, like I said, I got sick Tuesday of last week. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was cold chilling. And finally started getting over it, but then I had so much phlegm and mucus that I had to start trying to whoop that. So I'm about to get through it now. Yeah, last night and tonight's been the best nights I've had. The night before that, shoot, I couldn't hardly breathe from all the coughing and the hacking. And all it took was one cough drop up first. I didn't cough for an hour. I just started eating them. So, but I'm still not smart enough to quit lighting a dang cigarette.
Sound like me.
That's the biggest thing.
I don't cough on cigarettes.
I didn't used to till I got sick. Well, let me take that back. Every once in a while, you'd hear me kind of, it was more clearing out my throat, but it was just easier to make that cough sound and get it to come up. So anyway.
How'd your day go, Shane?
Long. Just
Long.
couldn't get anything to go right. It was I had a second Monday in a row. So maybe they go a little better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Didn't help. I went to bed about, I don't know, it's probably 11:30. Had a 2-year-old up singing and dancing at the top of her lungs at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to holler at them down and told them to put a muzzle on it. And then, so then I tossed and turned all night long without getting any sleep. I'd get a little doze here and there, but nothing to speak of. And so that's how I laid till 10 o'clock this morning, 10:30. Said, well, to hell with it. Got up. I can't sleep. Might as well not be laying here anymore.
Well, I didn't go to bed till late and got woke up with them screwing screws in and cutting wood and at 8 o'clock this morning. So after they left, I kind of fell and took me a nap, but I don't think it was that long. They about got it up though.
I joined Uber One because I hate delivery fees.
Sorry.
I hate delivery fleas too. I'll never have nothing.
I don't really like any flea.
I know that's right.
Hey, I got something interesting too. It's a movie trailer. Can you get copyrighted for a movie trailer?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Is that what that Largo Entertainment is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to get in trouble for that.
Okay.
Hey, Nikki B.
I thought it's interesting if you just share the link then, not to play it, whatever. It's a movie trailer of the movie called White Squall, 1996 movie White Squall. For our fans out there, pay attention to Where We Go One, We Go All, and The Calm Before the Storm in the movie.
Well, let me see if I can get this to work correctly here. Okay.
Hey, Chuck.
Also, the calm before the storm is a common phrase, been around for many years. So, you know what I mean? It's not nothing particular for, say, the 17th letter of the alphabet or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know why everybody's freaking out and why that's such a threat to the Rothschilds. Oh, excuse me. I know why it's such a threat to the Rothschilds. You know what I mean? Try not to say
Hey
anything.
everyone sorry. Hey everyone in chat. I don't remember if I told you or not.
All right, I put it in the regular chat.
All right, cool.
So, that way they can grab it if they want it.
It's kind of funny in the movie trailer when the young fellow said, "Where we go one, we go all." I thought that was pretty humorous. But anyways, I guess it was just a coincidence. I don't know. But,
that was in what, 1966? You said
1996.
Oh, okay. That's still before all this other stuff.
Well, it's kind of like the calm before the storm. Here. Definitely the calm before the storm here.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
y'all.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey Chuck.
First roll through went well, I guess, earlier, Shane.
Okay.
Yesterday I tried it. Mic wouldn't work once, camera wouldn't work next. And I realized I couldn't have it on at two different places.
It kind of makes it difficult.
I guess that'd make it different. If I had LBS on it, I probably could wherever I want. But
Yeah.
I need to sit down and figure that out.
Yeah, I think they even got a newer one that's free too. I keep seeing the update. I just haven't done it. I went with the 27.41 or some crap.
Yeah, I saw one that I'd like to have. It looked like a background, looked like you're sitting in a boat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they can do some neat things.
Probably makes you seasick.
Yeah, very well could be.
I got vertigo. I don't need to feel seasick.
Yeah,
I wanted to go deep sea fishing, and I don't think that's a good idea for me to do either.
Supposed to be way to roll your head around. Sorry, Shane.
Right.
Biggie gets vertigo so bad it makes her get sick.
Yep, throw up.
Yep.
If you lay down, the whole room picks up and starts spinning like you're drunk.
Yeah, like you're drinking some bad wine.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least keep my eye on the weather, but
How you been doing, RH? Sorry, Crystal.
Hey, Chuck. Fine. I was going to ask y'all, Crystal, did you see the video footage of they're showing the so-called Hurricane Ian when it was a Category 2 hurricane over Cuba?
no.
I viewed those. They're pretty scary. The one I did view, it looked like just a normal tropical storm. It didn't look like nothing of hurricane. You know what I mean? Wind speed. Did you see that? You see that coverage, Chuck, or soon?
I was doing some digging. I haven't looked at anything since last night. Well, it was early this morning, probably 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I haven't done any digging here all day. Like I said, I've had Monday number 2 today.
RH, I don't watch TV. The only reason I knew what I was telling you about is because I heard it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm figuring. You figure with the collider going and whatever they're doing with manipulation, it's the prediction with out of one about 40 of them, and the one that they were thinking was possibly the worst case scenario is the one that wins. So far, anyway.
Awakened Alliance, hello.
The one
Yeah,
and
wait.
where Chuck, were you talking about again? I missed that.
One of them, they had about 40 different predictions of how it would go, whether it went towards Mexico, Corpus Christi, Houston, Louisiana, New Orleans, and different areas in there, Mississippi, and then all that. And then they're figuring the worst case scenario was this one, but he said there's so many other options because of the way the Gulf Stream and the winds are going and the cold and hot. And he said it's the odds of it going that direction is just as strong as anywhere else, and it's still keeping that path. So.
Yeah. Also, I saw the U.S. We call it the stability
You got
projection.
you're muffled out.
Yeah, on the west one, that's the one I'm thinking it was going to do, but then it made that turn, and
We can't.
that turn was crazy. Whatever. Say again, Crystal.
You had your hand covered or something, and Mike was like, "You're." It sounded like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, did y'all hear what I said, or?
No.
Okay. Well, the U.S. Version of the spaghetti projection. I don't know if y'all seen that or not, but it was far. It was more west out over the Gulf, and it's going to hit the Panhandle.
Yeah, that's one of them I seen. They were talking about. They were figuring there or more west, but then they said the worst case scenario would be the path that they're saying is going now, and that's when it's going. So.
Right. Yeah, because there's so many people. There's so many people in the Tampa, St. Petersburg, area. So I think last time I checked was probably 20 years ago. Hell, they might have 5 or 6 million people there now. I don't know.
I used to live there, RH. It's so beautiful in St. Petersburg.
That's where my daughter's at.
Yeah,
That's where who's at, Vicky?
Our daughter.
My daughter and my granddaughter.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Patrick, Kelly.
I'll be praying for him.
Are they moving out of there?
I don't.
They moved their ass. They're going to not wait the last minute.
Well, their evacuation C, whatever that is.
When you see it, get the hell out.
Yeah, get the hell out, I guess.
She's showing her blue dot on here where she is, and with it spinning, it's way below her the eye, but the first row of
storms.
First row of the heavy storm part's just getting ready to hit where they're at. The first red-orange part of it, one of the tails whipping around.
I'll tell you, when I lose contact, I'll be down there.
Chuck, you're up there in Texas, over there in Texas. So, do you think this is normal? Do this thing spun up?
I think it's this storm money can buy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. Because I was saying, Chuck, that they also profited off of this because everybody rushing out and them having to get stuff to board up their houses and stuff like that. So they're making money hand over fist that way. And don't you know, some of these people, if y'all know who I'm talking about, it's probably got stuck in that too.
That it puts a big dent in the all the reserve stuff that's going on.
Yeah, look at Amazon, for example. Look at all the merchandise, the gas. I mean, think how much tax revenue is going to come in just for the gas alone. I mean, these pumps are already dry. You know what I mean? I mean, we need to. I hope they got it going on with that FEMA. When we start getting some, I don't know. I don't even think they're going to deliver any more gas for Florida until this thing goes through, because it'd be too dangerous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd imagine. Be a lot of people.
They're going to have some kind of fuel there just due to keep the emergency vehicles fueled and going, and people that's still trying to get out and go to a place where they're not in. They'll have a little bit of fuel coming in there. Now, it'll be designated areas, I'm sure.
Going in will be the easy thing. Getting out will be the hard part.
Yeah, it ain't no doubt. Better be good at mazes.
I bet you have a hard time finding screws at Home Depot right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, I guess I should have went to my cousin's house because she lives not too far away from. You asked me the name. You said the name of it, RH, and I can't think of the name of it now. It's above Stark. I don't know why I can't remember the name. But she lives like 30 minutes away from me.
Bye, Nina. Take care.
Y'all think most of us, we've been kind of like prepping for a while, storing, keeping bigger supply of like food, like long life food, water, we've been kind of like storing up, and kind of when this guy, whoever he is that's in there, senior living center, because everything is just so chaotic, right?
Yeah.
You can't trust anything you do. Now you think about this now too. We're talking about all the gas they're needing to use to get everybody filled up in case they have to bug out, whatever, evacuate. Think about this guy in the senior living center selling all that, our emergency reserve, oil reserves, to China. Went over 1 million barrels, I heard. I think it was a lot more than that. But we were told he gave China over 1 million barrels of our emergency oil reserves, strategic oil reserves.
Yeah, that's messed up.
You know,
And then we turn around and buy it.
right, and T bought it at such a low rate, right?
I think he got it down to $30-something, something like that.
Like 30 a barrel. I think it got a little lower. I can't remember now, but it also killed the oil workers because they closed a lot of them down because they couldn't pay for production with what they were getting.
Well, he had it all transported in from Saudi.
Yep.
Bought it for pennies on the dollar. But here's the biggest issue I see is strategic oil reserves is made for our military, so we have military fuel and oils for in case there's a problem. Well, now what are we going to do?
Did y'all heard? Oh, sorry, Shane. Did y'all hear about the Nord Stream getting blowed up?
Yeah, one of them pipelines up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Russia's Nord Stream 2 got damaged, whatever. They say it was earthquakes, but they're saying that's what they're claiming it caused it, but I think it's something else.
I do too. Because they can go from under the water and do that too.
100% shut down. Wow.
Now there's one pipeline that's still on, that's still going, but it's very little's coming out of it that they said that they closed down.
Step back and look at this from another angle. Looks like they're doing all they can to poke a bear.
Oh yeah. And he don't play.
No, 'cause he's already threatened. I don't think it's a threat. I think it's a promise. And they keep, oh, come on, come on.
Oh, you talking about Mr. Taterhead saying that?
All of them doing whatever they're doing. It's like, you don't push a psychopath into a corner.
Well, he's talking to a psychopath too. I'm talking about Mr. Taterhead.
He's just a moron. Sorry.
I think he's worse than that, but
Yeah, I'm still building the channel up. If y'all looked up mine, so I haven't been able to live stream. I don't know. It's been over 48 hours since I verified my channel, but still
You
can't.
gotta verify the phone number to it too before you can do it live. So I don't know if you've done that. And then it's 24 hours later. I did mine yesterday. It's 24 hours hit last night. I just did a little test and I had issues, but I was also on another live with somebody else. But you got so much time when you start the account to be able to do stuff with it, which don't make sense. And then you got, once you verify a phone number for the channel, you can connect it to whatever you're going to live stream with, and then you get 24-hour pause on that.
Yeah, I got. It's been 48 hours since I verified. You know,
You're fine.
Say again.
You're fine, and you should be able to put something up if you wanted to throw a test out there or whatever.
Yeah, I tried it before it came on Shane's channel on tonight, and it wasn't working still. So now I know it's been over 48 hours. Travis said that it took him over 48 hours to get one of his channels up. But
mine didn't take that long.
Yeah, I get kind of frustrated with it though. But I don't know, maybe with things going on. I know, like Florida, for example, they let the kids out the whole week. They're out of school the whole week.
Yep. They are where I'm at.
Pretty much all of Florida, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember I was working at a call center as supervisor during Katrina. A lot of people forget how it was back then in Florida, and there's probably a new breed of people that never dealt with it. Miramar and some others, I remember dealing with them, and they're like, there's not a pole standing anywhere.
RH, you have been asked what channel are you going to go live on or have content?
Oh, it's area.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's area 111. It's space area 1 space 111.
And she says, ask him to comment from that channel and chat so she can go grab it. Once there's something on it, she can go grab it, drop in your link.
Yeah, I just have 2 car videos on there. I can grab the link if you want me to, or somebody else can. Know how to do it. I've been out of this tech stuff for quite some time now, so it's like work to me. You know.
Oh, trust me, I know.
I just stopped buying computers because I'm just tired of keeping up with the virus protection software and all that other crap that goes along with it, you know. Just got sick of doing it. So I
quit putting them back on there. You usually get more viruses with the virus protection than you do without it. Especially if you ain't doing nothing but streaming. If you're out there browsing sites you shouldn't be, yeah, you'll have all kinds of viruses. But
You running off the laptop, Shane?
yes.
So that's how you're easy. You can share like links easier, right? Up on the panel, whatever. Show
Well, I
video.
also got a secondary monitor. So I just pull everything up on that secondary monitor. When I hit share, it'll pull up both my monitors, and I'll just pick the other monitor because then I can go make it large on the other one. And then it's real easy to share. When I had to split my screen on a single monitor, that sucked. That's a pain in the butt. Couldn't get it to work half the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got to stick. I mean, it can be done once you get used to it. It's pretty easy, but it was just a pain in the butt to do at first. And so once I got my second monitor, which I think my nephew found it cleaning up a basement for a real estate lady, and it's just a Dell or some crap. And hooked it up and it worked. So go with it. It's free, and it's like a 23-inch. So it's a pretty good sized monitor. It went to a PC.
Yeah, my best friend's mom gave me mine. It came out of a school. It's a Dell Chrome.
Yeah.
I don't like the Chrome part, but they were selling them for $20 a piece. She got a $100 worth. And my best friend already had a computer and a tablet and all that. She said, "Here, you can have this one." Because my other one got messed up.
Yeah, I'd take a couple more computers myself. I got another laptop sitting over on the bar. Well, maybe upstairs right now, but yeah, it's sitting over on the bar, and it's just a little HP, and I keep it before my printer machine upstairs, and for my T-shirt maker, my coffee cup maker, and to put all the stickers and shit on them.
Yeah.
That sublimage, or whatever they call it.
Here comes a train.
Yeah, I just cranked mine up with a live stream of what's going on in Florida. So.
You just put it on as live.
Yeah. Ryan
Cool.
Hall, Goldberg's got figure maybe nobody finds it, they'll find him through it or something.
Who's that now?
It's that Ryan Hall, the guy that does the weather chase.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Travis, I hear you coming down the line. I hear my train.
Yeah, I even linked in earlier, Shane. I got Twitch on there and D Live. I was going to do Odyssey and Rumble. I just left them sitting up there. I didn't want a headache yet, so I left it be for a while.
Yeah, you better start slow. Get used to one or two platforms before you go out branching into what the hell did I just do kind of platforms.
Yeah, because each one once you set something up different, and then you got to run this and that, and then this and that.
And then you got to remember which one you're doing all that in.
Yeah.
Takes a big notebook, trust me.
I'm doing good to get to this one.
I'm moving off there and you go in the other direction. Oh, shit.
I didn't figure I needed all that other fancy stuff.
I knew.
Thanks a lot, Red, for sharing my information. I just want to say one thing real quick. I'm at Area 111, no space, all one word, just like it's written there in the panel. But that's Rumble. So if you go search, instead of search video, when you hit the search thing, go down the channel, arrow down the channel, and just type in Area 111, all one word. and that's my channel there. I only have 2 videos. I just threw something up, about cars, whatever. So I get started. I have to get 100 subs to a live stream on Rumble. And that's my primary objective because I don't want to be censored anymore. I'm sick of being censored. Shane, you probably know me speaking from the beginning of this. You know, I like to shoot straight from the hip. I don't like to, curb anything. You know what I mean? This is the
Oh, I
United
know it.
States of America. And I know this is a battleground for a lot of people, but I don't. I refuse to help somebody get even more money by supporting their platform if they're going to censor us Americans. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that's going to be my focus. So I appreciate you sharing that information for me. I do do a lot. I do a lot of research. And I provide the information free. You know, most people just come in, have a good time, and eat some popcorn. Watch the show, whatever, and hopefully you can take away a lot of good information that you didn't know already.
Correct. Yeah. When I first started this 2 years ago or better, we could say pretty much what the hell we wanted. And over the last, 3, 4, 5 months into it, boy, they started really hammering us. Started threatening us, and it just kept getting worse.
Okay.
Hey, Michael.
Michael Gale, how are you, bud?
And my beautiful better half, she's struggling with her nerves, and I gotta I gotta do the what do you call that, juggling act? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Gotta take care. Now I did step up and I ordered delivery. It was $67 for
Holy cow!
pizza, some breadsticks and a few wings. Right?
Wow. Where'd you get them from?
Domino's.
$60.
Yeah, it was my 26th. Remember that conversation?
Yeah.
So I splurged. So I got that crowbar and pried open that wallet, man. I pulled out my card. So here we go. Oh no.
Did you drop a tear when you did that?
No, it wasn't that bad. I mean, we're kind of blessed, We got a fixed income, but we're doing all right. You know what I mean? A lot better than a lot of other people.
Oh, absolutely. Wise choices sure help.
Yep. I get enough just to barely get by.
Grenade, huh, Jeff? How you doing, Jeff? You want to pop up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Jeff a couple of questions on that about the BlackRock. He was
we can get
putting
him
out
to
some
come
good
up.
info.
He'll
And
say
then he
yes.
left. He left. He just took off. I was like, what the heck? You're supposed to, what happened to leave no man behind, right?
He left all men behind. He said, I'm out of here.
Men and women. He left everybody, even the little child, playing in the sandbox. I mean, he left them too. I mean, it's like, what the heck? Men, women, and children, Jeff just left behind today, man. It's like you're all on your own, man.
It's safer to be on your own than with me. Keep them out of fire. Jeff, you're more than welcome to come up, bud. Maybe you and RH can have a discussion about whatever it was you're going to discuss.
Yeah, and I promise I'll sit at attention too.
We'll see.
I can't believe it's supposed to be the end of the month.
It's getting close.
It just seems like yesterday it was the first of the month.
Yeah, and it'll be the first month again here real soon.
It's speeding up. I feel like the time is speeding up or something.
Who knows?
It's starting to already get dark here around, say, 7 or 8 o'clock, if that.
Right. Yeah, it's 7:40 here, and it's starting to get pretty. Oh, it ain't pitch black, but it's shutting her down pretty good. I can see light in the horizon over in the east because of the reflection from the west. But yeah, it's getting there. Anyway,
I done lost my lighter again.
yeah, I think we lost Jeff B too. I ain't seen nobody even talk since then. Scared everybody. They just quit talking.
Sound like you had a really good connection earlier, though.
Yeah, something. No, my connection's been fairly well all day, really. Ever since I got this system over here at this place instead of at my neighbor's, which is my place. I brought it over here. Yeah, it's been. I've got like, I can't remember what it was. It was stupid fast, 310 or 307. I was only supposed to have 253. I said, we don't know what's going on. We ain't going to correct it. They just left it. And I said, thank you. Don't even offer that here. But that's what I'm running at. So, whatever works.
Shane, did you hear that information about that illegal search and seizure that in those vaults in Beverly Hills conducted by the FB _I, whatever you call it?
Yeah.
That was in 2021.
Correct.
So you're thinking about what happened on August 8th and kind of compare those two and try to understand. This happened before. It's not the first time. It's man, I tell you, it's kind of sickening. I mean, they took the guy's gifts and everything.
Yep.
They went through like it was for the Beverly Hills thing. They went through like 600. These are like more robust, I guess. Like saving the what do you call it? Those safe boxes at the bank. Safety boxes, whatever, at the bank.
Yeah, it was private. It was a private company doing it.
Right. I guess they were doing something illegal, but you know that their clients their customers didn't have anything to do with that. So that's all they gave them the position to go through like 600 vaults.
Yep.
You know, and take family heirlooms and all this stuff out of their vaults, and to this day they still haven't returned their stuff. You know, it's unbelievable what they get away with.
From what I heard, they had to turn back the personal belongings, but any cash they still could have on hold right now to make sure it wasn't tied into that laundry money scheme.
Yeah.
So you would think they'd know whose name was on that box, and if you've never heard their name in a money laundering scheme, that might be a chance there's no one involved in that one if their name hadn't been brought up. So, I don't know. Carol Z, last I heard, he got up into Georgia, far and away from the coast, and settled in. He shot me a text or an email. I can't remember which. But anyway, he's good and safe and trying to get his studio set back up again.
Hey Chuck, have you heard from have y'all heard from Vicky's daughter?
And then it will start weakening. So it'll make landfall.
Sorry, I got this running in the background. I don't know how to mute it out and still play it.
Okay. Yeah, because Vicky was saying her daughter lived in St. Petersburg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's going to continue to go.
We've been messaging all night.
Go back over the Atlantic Ocean. There's
back and forth,
discrepancy.
Yeah, I gave this where she can watch Ryan Hall.
I think what's going to happen is it's going to stall out.
Okay. Yeah, Michael Gale, yeah, he said he had moved in by a lake somewhere. So he thought that was pretty cool. What are you doing? Just teasing us, RH?
Oh no! Was I supposed to be doing something, working for something? What do you want me to do? What do you want to hear?
You popped out. You popped right back in.
Oh, really? I did that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I did that.
Yep.
Oh, you guys, I might be having trouble with my stream because I don't share my camera. I just share my mic, whatever. Could that be causing the problem?
Shouldn't be. Should have nothing to do with your connection.
Right. As long as I have the verification, right? You verify.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're here, so you apparently got that right.
Yeah. At least I got that right, huh?
Yep.
Nah, he's an imposter.
Which one?
RH.
Yeah, RH is the imposter. You're right. I concur, Crystal, with that one.
I'm joking.
Well, since I'm an Area 111, I'm safe with that, you know.
Oh yeah.
RH's fault.
There you go. He ain't here to defend himself. It's all good. No, Travis, I don't know. You'll have to get with Red on that one. Take a vote on changing the channel to the Finger Nation.
Finger Nation. Did he say that in chat? I didn't see it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's he at? How come he ain't up on the panel? Shane?
I don't know. Yeah, he'll say something and all.
You kicked him off?
No, he can come right up.
No, he's been up here before.
Poor Travis getting a lot of heat there for a while.
Yeah, it is what it is.
He's hanging there like I don't know. He's hanging in there pretty tough, though.
That's all you can do. If you let them beat you down, you just give up and quit, then they won.
I don't care about drama, man. That's bull crud. Shouldn't bring drama on a chat. That's
Yeah, you started something now, Travis.
Helen's in there raiding the refrigerator.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Vicky.
She eats any of that Boston cream cake, I'm gonna be in trouble tonight.
Uh-oh.
All that sugar.
Uh-huh.
Whew, my goodness. Might want to start building my tree house.
You really building your tree house?
No, I'm kidding.
I would love to have one of them that they show that they make, for adults.
Oh
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
what's that show called? Yeah, they have some really cool tree houses now. That's like,
Yeah, but come on, some of them tree houses are over $100,000. It's like, really? That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's what you call got more money and sense.
Yep. That ain't no doubt.
I guess they just got so much money they don't. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? And
Oh, yeah.
let's build a $1 million tree house. You know what the heck? I got an oak tree back here. I guarantee it. They could probably put $500,000 tree house in. I mean, it's only probably about 200 years old. It's got a lot of years left.
Oh, yeah. Travis, you don't see it now. You're not looking very hard.
Put your glasses on, Travis.
Over Florida.
Yeah, I got a shitload of tabs open. About 7 or 8 here on Google and about 8 on what you call it on Brave.
Sounds like too busy for me.
Jeff B just coming and said the same thing.
Joe throwing another grenade.
Yep.
Take cover. Take cover.
The
Hit
sky
the
is falling.
Hit the deck.
Angel, Bailey, yes, they have been known to build some there too. Well, he says here goes nothing, so that's what I'm still seeing. There's nothing. Oh, maybe he just now popped in. So you went from nothing to something. Travis, how you doing?
Hey, Travis.
We can't hear you, buddy. No, I can't hear you. I can see your mouth moving, but yep, pretty much.
That's good audio for me and Travis when you don't hear us, I guess.
Okay, how about now, Shane?
Yeah, there you are.
I don't know
5x5, 10-4, loud and clear. Good buddy.
Travis, what was that horrible noise? Is that you talking?
Yeah, go back to mute.
No doubt. Oh, the kids are stomping upstairs, I'm sure.
Oh, I know that.
How's everybody doing over here tonight? I got hit on both channels. I don't know whether I can go live on 55 or not.
I don't know.
Oh, excuse me.
Got hit twice in 2 days on 2 different channels. So
hey.
I'm over here talking to y'all and running a live stream.
You talking? You right over the area? Then if they doing that to you.
Oh, they just jack with anybody they can.
Yeah. Well, at some point, okay, so I got hit on a video that we were supposedly putting out misinformation about, but now come back out and said the information we put out was correct, but they're still going to hit me for it. This was a long time ago. So I've appealed and appealed and appealed and appealed. I've sent emails and I've cussed and threw them back at them. And I know that I'm not going to win it, but I'm not going to quit.
Right.
Yeah, no way.
Did you get 55 up or Did you try?
I haven't tried yet. I tried earlier and it wouldn't come up. I can't believe yours is still not back up because you're at 48 hours, aren't you?
Yeah, it's over. I think it's over 48 hours after 5 o'clock tonight or 5 o'clock this afternoon, whatever.
Right.
I think I'm just going to focus. Maybe that's just a sign for me to get over to Rumble.
Yeah.
Jeff done threw another grenade at you.
I'm hitting the deck.
You're a Molotov cocktail right back at him. So there. Can't throw grenades at us. Come on, man.
The next day you're gonna be dropping bombs.
Depends on what you're drinking in that mug, Travis. You could just breathe on them, maybe.
Probably because he doesn't drink at all, so I'm pretty sure I can destroy him real easy.
I don't drink at all either. The smell of it makes me want to puke.
Hey, looky here.
No.
Looky here.
Jeff B's in the house.
What's up, haters?
Just loving the hate.
Speaking of the angel.
Yeah, the death angel.
The death angel throwing out grenades every 5 seconds.
Yeah. So what the hell's going on?
Oh, just hanging out for a little bit. And how many people we can annoy. Yep.
Yeah. Well, get in line. Sell tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Grift away.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a serious question I want to ask Jeff.
All right.
So the FBI agent that was the head of the Minnesota stuff that got caught up in the scandal for trying to kidnap their governor was moved to Washington, D.C. and is head of that office. What do you think about that?
So you know how you say keep your friends close and your enemies closer?
Yeah.
And remember about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I told you about a particular individual going to the inspector general?
Yes.
Stand by and wait for more of this to happen.
Well, I think that the left is squirming like hell right now, and they're going to try every dirty tactic that's not even legal to make it go away.
Too late.
Yeah. Well, if any of this shit that we believe is true, it should already be won.
I agree.
And, just with the revelations that happened today, did you hear about Vanguard?
Yes.
Stopped all EFTs. First time in history ever. And they did that right at the closing bell.
Well, of course they did, because they didn't want to freak their people out by doing it before.
Well, right. And why hasn't any news agency or anybody reported on BlackRock?
Well, because it's not going to fit the administration's narrative.
Right. Or do these news agencies have a gag order? I don't know, because it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you're talking between the two groups. What do they own? Like 27% of holdings in all these big major corporations?
Well, in the whole stock market. The stock market is down $7 trillion, according to one of the guys that I was watching. That's huge.
Yeah.
A few bucks.
And
yeah.
You listen to some people, oh, this is normal. Like hell it is.
Yeah, I was listening to some other guy that said, oh, it's just a correction in the market because we're going through all this stuff. they're just blowing smoke up this administration's ass, in my opinion.
Well, that and I mean, look at currency rates. The Korean won tanked. The Korean stock market tanked. You got. I'm putting an order together now for the UK, and I'm basically paying 1-to-1. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I mean, we're in hyperinflation. You got Joe Biden goes out there and tells gas stations to drop the gas right now. As soon as he said that, 10 minutes later, our gas went up 15% or 15 cents.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because most of your money's not made at the gas station level. I mean, they work on a marginal profit. The big gas companies, they work on a profit margin.
Right.
And
I'm chasing dragons. You should let that play.
You crashed already. Hell, you just got here, Travis. You're crashing already. What's up?
What kind of dragon?
We're doing good.
What kind of dragons are you chasing?
My dragons are deep.
And the rainbow colored.
Yeah, it's. I mean, all this is batshit nuts. And so somebody asked me, and I never got an answer, if I heard what Trump said yesterday or the day before. And they said they couldn't believe it came out of his mouth. So I even forget who sent me the message about it. But that's like this afternoon. I was trying to log into Navy Federal. That's where I have one of my business accounts. And it popped up and says, no accounts are currently available. Please check back later. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Things are definitely going to get ugly.
Well, you know what? We have 5-6 weeks till the midterms.
Yep. 40-something days now.
Yeah. Something's got to happen pretty quick.
It does.
Because, like I said, I can't foresee there being a midterm.
Well, and that's what a lot of the people are saying is there's not going to be any. And what are they going to pull? Okay. So what's your take on them knocking out the German pipeline today?
Well, who did it?
Well, the UN did it. That's what the news media is claiming. Oh, but Biden just went on national TV and admitted that he'd take that pipeline out no matter what, and he's the one that approved it. So which is it? Are you on that side or the other side? That's what I want to know.
You're talking about Nord Stream, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a handful, if that, countries that would be able to do that. One would be us, the UK, the Russians. Why would they take out their own pipeline? Because all they have to do is...
But I can't see them doing that. I don't think Putin's that stupid.
No, they just turn it off.
Right.
Yeah. Let me ask this question now. Doesn't that pipeline deliver oil to Europe?
Yeah. Well, he cut them off.
And now they blow the shit up, and now they're guaranteed not to get anything this winter.
Right.
Well, somebody did say, a nuclear winter. I mean, look, how many coincidences have to come about before something happens? Because there's a lot of coinkydinks going on.
Yes, there is. In fact, Jeff B., I tell you what, one day this week I'll try to get my buddy that's the CEO of Five Rivers to do a conference call. If you want to join that, because you'll ask some stuff that you'll ask some questions that I won't ask because we all think differently. Anybody else is welcome to join that call too if I've got your number. Because corporate America is not. They see what's going on, but they're not as threatened by it as we the people are. So the cattle thing, I've been sent a lot of stuff. I sent some stuff to another buddy of mine that used to be the CEO, and he's no longer in it. So he could actually come on. I'm trying to get him to come on and talk about some of the things, because there was a shit ton of cattle that died in India, and they don't seem to be concerned about it. Well, they worship cattle, don't they?
They walk. They pretty much walk freely in the street like a dog or a cat would.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The owners of one of the plazas that one of my stores is in, the one that you came to, it's owned by 2 Indian dudes, best guys in the world. And every time they pull in, I have this stuffed cow that I bought just because they come here. And I like walking on my counter. You're like, hey, don't you? No. You know it's Hamburg. Going to hell.
Those are the guys you were talking to out front that day I was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, the 2 Indian guys. Yeah, and every time when I talk to them, I bobble my head.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't do that, buddy. Oh, yeah, you do. As they're bobbling their head.
Yeah, speaking about cows walking in the street, what about the monkeys and Obama's monkey talisman? You hear about that?
No. What?
I have to talk to you about that off air, though. I can't say that.
Okay. I was gonna say, has he got monkeys on the Magnum PI?
Let's just say this is not rated G.
Gotcha.
For general audience, no.
Yeah,
is that where they come out with the pox?
Let's just say this: he's had a lot of eyes raised whenever he put that little talisman in the cup, whatever, when he's going through the metal detectors before when he was senator. So
that's awesome. Yeah,
well, they worship the cow, right? It's supposed to be like a deity, right?
Yep.
So just switch it to a monkey, right?
That Michael Jackson issue. What was Michael Jackson's monkey's name? Was it Bubbles?
Bubbles was his chimpanzee. That is right.
Old Bubbles.
Just don't get drunk and so drunk you blow bubbles. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a bit, guys. I got to take this call.
All
right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something's going to break here. Has to.
You would think.
And if not, then there's a couple of people have a lot of answering to do.
Well, the longer this goes on, the more I think that the more people that need to do some answering.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the day, I don't know how many line officers there are in the military. But now, granted, the National Command Authority could lie to the military, and, if you receive an order and you follow through with it, but you would think that there would be somebody is a whistleblower that would come out. Now, supposedly, there is a show that's going to possibly have 2 retired generals on the show, and these 2 generals were involved with military tribunals.
Recently?
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see if that pans out, because I got a few questions I'd like to ask Mr. 2, 3, 4 stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to get your thoughts on this border situation.
Yeah.
We got 8,000 people on average, they say, per day crossing over. You know, don't you think, in your opinion, they're playing this posse comitatus bullshit a little bit too far when it comes to our border and our sovereignty and what's going on now in Ukraine with Russia, and we're sending carry groups through the Taiwan Straits. We're
Right.
talking about.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is the shit at the southern border really going on? I mean, I know there's people in Texas, and you know, are they really coming over like they say they are? I mean, if you just said this 6 years ago, even during Trump, I'd have said, okay, that's something that needs to be handled. But now it's almost you're questioning everything. And this is a huge, if it is happening. And as of now, I mean, there's no evidence to state that there's not. I mean, this is a huge national security issue. Huge. I mean, because you got people that come across, they're not being properly vetted. You don't know if it's, some relative of bin Laden or, Red Dawn, El Shabaab. I don't know. Here's the thing.
Let me put this together with that. Remember, right after this offshoot or the whatever started,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And T was actually conducting during that time. Remember, kind of like 15 days, whatever, kind of like the lockdowns, whatever you call it. We were conducting a major joint military operation with Mexico to take out those cartels. Remember, it just seems like to me that that's one part of it, just one part of this. A lot of moving parts involved, but that's one part to reverse everything as fast as they could. As soon as that guy got in the senior living center,
right? Yeah, I mean, none of this makes any sense. And then, and here's why I question a lot of this is you have Abbott, you have his name slips in my mind, out of Florida. DeSantis sending these people to, Martha's Vineyard, Delaware, and all of a sudden these politicians are coming, oh, we don't want him here. It's putting a strain on our budget. Well, no shit. And then Biden, oh yeah, Delaware, it's got great beaches. Are you serious? Now, the one thing that I don't understand, and I was talking about this earlier on Z-Man's channel, the Democratic Party biggest wet dream is to have a female president. The biggest multiple wet dreams is having a female president of ethnic diversity. They have the ability to do that. And you know that they don't care whether the person's liked or not. So why haven't they pulled the trigger? Because I can't see one American person, if they pulled the 25 on Biden, that says, no, he's mentally competent. Why are you guys doing this? It's a shoo-in.
Yeah,
why haven't they pulled that trigger?
But I don't know. I heard that Harris couldn't be president because her parents.
Well, my understanding, she's Jamaican descent.
Yeah.
But
she's an anchor
hold on.
baby.
Right. What about Barack Obama?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same too. Yeah.
So they have the best opportunity to get their wet dream. And no one has pulled that trigger.
Well, it
I mean,
makes you wonder if they'll mind as good as this one does.
Well, who's calling the shots, though? Joe's not calling the shots, is he? So why would Kamala
Nope.
call the shots?
She's not either. Think about somebody else in his ear in the basement hiding.
Yeah. So why not pull the trigger? Why not do it?
Yep.
You know, I could just see Nancy up there with her, bottle of sham pimple pouring a glass
Oh, yeah.
on the house floor saying, "We did it. We did it."
Shane, I'll be back in a minute. I got to run to the store. You want me to drop down or just sit here?
You're fine. Just go.
All right, I'll be back in a minute. Hey,
All
Jeff.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey Jeff, let me ask you this question before I forget real quick. You know, this stuff with the what's going on in Florida, there's a lot of moving parts. Have you considered the evacuation of CENTCOM?
Have they started to evac?
They've already evac.
See, that was my understanding, and I could be wrong. I'll text somebody.
No, they
who
had
I
a
know.
mandatory evacuation. And I don't know if they've actually already evac, but they've done this before pretty quick. So I wouldn't be surprised. But if they haven't actually all completed the evac, they're pretty they're gun ho and getting that done really quick. Go ahead.
Well, I'm texting somebody who I know that worked there. And
Well,
just see if,
McDill was evac'd, and CENTCOM that's McDill.
yeah. Well, what I'm like in Hawaii where we were at, if a typhoon or whatever came in, we would shelter in place because of the structure. Now, I believe underneath CENTCOM, there's a shelter in place facility where they can continue operations during a hurricane.
Yeah, the flooding there is going to be so bad now that I'd be surprised if they even went to that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, if it's that case, I mean, I'm sure they have. Just think all that equipment in there.
Yeah, they're right on the water. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I mean, they're expecting a foot of rain just tomorrow.
That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, my dad's in his 80s. He's a Navy guy too. He's in Newport Richey on the bay. I mean, coast there. We had to get him out.
Have you looked at the Chapter 11 documents for BlackRock?
No, I heard you talking about it, but I knew a little bit about that kind of like before. I was, you know, I don't know if there's a big shift in the global family, I'm talking
Right.
about.
Right.
And they used that, what came out in 2020, I think February is the first case.
Well,
I
yeah.
wonder if they use that as part to take them out.
Well, if you go through the whole, I mean, it's almost 10 months worth of entries from the courts. And if you start drilling through some of this, a lot of these assets have been seized by the U.S. Treasury.
I'm muted, Jeff.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was waiting. No, a lot of their assets are being seized by Treasury. And why would Treasury step in and seize? I mean, that should become part of the bankruptcy. But for some reason, Treasury is the person who's basically taken everything.
So how can they take it if it's in bankruptcy?
Exactly. Unless it's part of this conspiracy of 13848.
That's what I was going to say.
You know, and granted, they say it happens all the time, and I never paid attention to it because it wasn't, basically relevant at the time. But with all these retailers canceling all these orders, is that part of it? Because they know that one of their biggest investors is going under.
You think he's really going under, or is he just posturing?
Who?
This BlackRock and Vanguard.
Well, they're two separate things.
Right.
So BlackRock is BlackRock Incorporated, which is the investment.
Right.
Chapter 11's over with. It's done, filed, everything.
Okay.
Vanguard today, if you go to the zero hedge, first time in history, Vanguard has stopped all ETFs. And they announced that right before the closing bell. So why? Why are you stopping all ETFs? And these are the one, outside of like Berkshire Hathaway, these are some of the largest investment firms.
Oh, yeah.
So why?
Doesn't make you wonder.
But our dollar keeps getting, either our dollar keeps getting stronger or every other world currency, but the dollar is getting weaker.
Yeah, and they're pretty silent. The media is really silent on all the damage that China's taking now. I mean, they're taking a huge hit. I mean, worse than even what we can imagine. They're not even talking about it. I mean, they could play this. Okay, we got a gold backed currency. We're joining up with this group, but Jeff, as well as I do, there ain't enough damn gold in the world to back any currency now. With what the U.S. is still at, like $24 trillion GDP.
Right. Well, and two, I mean, there was some other events that happened in North Korea over the last 2 days. So you have the train going from Dandong to China. Mysteriously, it's back up and operational. You have, and the only reason I know this, my buddy's brother-in-law is in the army, and he's over in South Korea. And mysteriously, for some reason, a group that included him went to North Korea yesterday. And when he come back, he was telling his brother-in-law that, hey, all of a sudden now, normally, I guess when you go to North Korea, either foreigners have to pay for everything in US dollars or euros. Well, now they're allowing foreigners to pay in the South Korean won. That's a big step. So basically, you're acknowledging South Korea, but you don't hear anybody talking about that. This asteroid shit yesterday. Did anybody watch that?
That's the fakest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
How? Like, did you see them all clapping and celebrating before the shit ever hit?
Yep.
And so,
what about that countdown? That countdown was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then there was nothing that changed, right? And then there was a big red square. They put green screen red all, over the whole screen. Like, So what the hell is that supposed to mean? You know, there was no,
Yeah.
I didn't see no explosion or nothing. You know,
I actually went outside to see if, I mean, shit, we could see the moon, right? So I figured there'd be this big explosion in the sky.
Roman
Not a
candle. Yeah, Roman candle in the sky.
right.
Yeah, and we've
Yeah,
been
no.
to the moon too, right?
Right.
You
Right.
know it. You know it.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Now you're telling me that you got this dart, right? This satellite that's supposed to hit an asteroid going at quadrillion miles an hour, right?
Right.
And it's like it looks like it's in slow motion, you know.
Right.
I mean, it's slower than I even talk. You know, I'm from the South. And I was sitting there waiting, like, you know, this is supposed to be, you know, hitting an object going like 30,000 miles an hour or whatever, or 100,000 miles an hour or whatever. And they're counting the countdown before it hits, right? 5, 4, 3. You know what I mean? I'm like, golly, I mean, an elementary student could freaking pull that off better than they did.
Right. Well, you know, too, well, somebody had asked about this thing. I don't know what's going on in China with, you know, Xi Jinping. Now, and I even think Monkey was reporting on weird military movements inside of China. But, you know, with our ships going through the Taiwanese Straits, now I do know we have the capability of hypothetically being out in the water and a certain type of tube can go to a certain area of land and you can exfil somebody. I don't know, but the weird thing when this story first started, this conspiracy first started to come about on CCTV, they had, which is the Chinese state-run news media outlet, they switched all programming to all like North Korean Juche style stuff where you know, all about Chinese and, you know, loving your country. It's like, you know, granted you're a communist country, but why is all your scheduling programming being canceled so you can go out and do this? It was just some weird circumstances.
Yeah, it don't make no sense to me. None of it does.
No.
The last year and a half has got even crazier than the first year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing too. So there are four main channels that I watch out of Russia in Russian: Russia 24, Moscow 24, HTB, or it's like NTV, and the one out of St. Petersburg. Anyways,
you don't watch RT anymore?
What's that?
You don't watch RT anymore?
I watch a little bit. I like more the centralized, you know, regional oblast. Right. But here lately, somebody's been cutting them offline because they'll just come up and they'll say offline. But then today I was watching Moscow 24, and then all of a sudden it was all programming out of Azerbaijan. It's like, okay, I understand you're kind of close, but what the hell? And it was all in Arabic. So it's like, all right, this is sketchy.
Makes you wonder what's going on with the Republic of China and the CCP and North Korea and Taiwan.
Right. I mean, we're
And
at the end of the Shemitah, so that cycle. What's today? 27. So it ended earlier today. I know the stock market was all over the place. We could be in for a fun week, or
who
something's got
knows?
to.
You would think.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for a long time now.
Well, we all have, right?
Yep.
And we've been called every name in the book.
Oh, and then a few.
Right.
I think they made up a few extra for me.
Yeah, they went to the dictionary for you. Inverting words and all kinds of shit for you.
Yep.
Let me ask this about this PLA movement into Beijing,
Right.
this convoy. Wouldn't it kind of be more kind of like realistic that they were there to stop the CCP leadership from taking out Xi?
Well,
Xi?
yeah, I mean, if what we believe to be true, and individuals have, went into agreements with each other, and somebody gave the last stage go ahead, and people were in place. Yeah.
Huh.
Of course, you can make anything fit a narrative, right?
Correct.
But all these things, everything, just happening all at once is either they're making it look like something big's going to happen, or something is, we've been duped. And I pray to God we haven't been duped, because there's a lot of people just in this country that are on a powder keg.
Oh yeah, they're ready to ignite.
They are. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm still at the shop trying to get some stuff done, so I guess I will talk to you later. RH, good as always.
Hey, Jeff, you're
Bye,
always
Jeff.
welcome here.
Have a good evening.
Yeah. Hey, at least you're somewhat troll free.
Yeah, forgive
Oh,
me,
got
Jeff.
some good mods.
Yeah, forgive me, Jeff, for not sitting at attention while you were on panel. So.
Hey, so I did get a response back, and he said there's no shelter in place orders for CENTCOM, so they do have to evacuate.
Cool.
Check. 10-4.
All righty, gentlemen and ladies. And Crystal, I was referring to Captain Finger.
Yeah, well, I got your fingers too, bud.
All right, guys, have a good evening.
Bye.
See you, man. Yeah, it's always good to hear from him occasionally.
Yeah. So what does that mean, AR?
It's RH, and what do you mean?
RH, I meant.
Hey, what's up? Did I miss something?
Weather? Yeah, after what Jeff said when he was leaving about the weather.
Yeah, they evacuated MacDill.
Okay.
And CENTCOM's at MacDill.
Yeah.
That's a base, ain't it?
Yes, MacDill's pretty much right on the water, and it's Air Force Base. It's a joint.
Circled by three bodies of water.
Yeah, and there's actually they got what do you call it? They got a development mission there too, kind of like Area 51 type deal. A lot of people don't know that about MacDill. I'm trying to figure out how the hell they do that, because most of that stuff was done underground, But they do have a special mission there. A lot of people don't know about. But I think that's pretty cool to look into that if you're into that kind of thing.
Yep. Well, it was great to have him up. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably shut her down. I've been going for 2.5 hours, so I'll
Okay.
probably go ahead and shut her down. I hate to with this many people still in, but I guess I can go on for another half hour. Keep going for another half. Wait for Chuck to get back. Might as well. Might as well. We'll go till 9 o'clock Central. Old Jeff, he's got different ways of looking at stuff. He's it's always good to bounce stuff off of him.
I like listening to him because it makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, there's some things that he talks about, and I'm going, because just the way my mind works. I'm not saying he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Then I listen to him on some of the things I'm asking him questions about, and I'm going, okay, that makes sense. Because if I'm asking Jeff, that means that I'm hoping he knows something I don't, which he normally does. We always kind of
he tells you both sides of it. You know what I mean?
right. Like I said, me and him's always worked good together. Be it be here or prepping or the other show or be Rage or we've been on lots of shows together. Travis's.
Yep. I've been helping Tennessee Patriot. That's the reason I hadn't been here. I go up there with him. Huh?
I said, aha.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. He tells everybody I'm co-host to him.
Alrighty.
So.
I don't know who that is, Red, but Scheduled Warriors. I hear it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Scad Warrior?
I don't know.
Hey,
Scad Warrior. It may be. I knew it was coming up.
Well, happy birthday if it's your birthday, and I hope you had a blessed day.
Correct. All right. Victoria Niles.
Do we have any more Floridians in chat? Curious.
Trying to get all this crap off my phone. I keep getting all these messages. And no one ever wants to talk to me until I get on the live.
Yeah, Jeff definitely does have a lot of information. I wouldn't go against a guy that could cuss you out in like 7 different languages.
It's all good, Victoria Niles. Like I said, I'm only going to stay on another 20 minutes anyway because of the crowd we do have in here. And I'll be shutting her down. And I don't know who all's on. I don't know if Gigi's still on, or I think Chuck's probably going to be on watching the news for a while. The weather. So I'm trying to give him a little bit of time to get back. So I didn't just throw his ass out. Scad Warrior, I heard it may be your birthday, so happy birthday.
I don't have birthdays anymore. I stopped having them.
Yeah, well,
Even though I still turn a year older.
anywho.
Hey, K Nation.
Happy birthday, Sad Warrior.
I still got a little while. I got 3 birthdays next month. My nephew's is the 1st. My oldest is the 8th, and my youngest is the 15th.
Oh.
I was just trying to wondering how the gas situation was for other people in Florida.
I bet it's getting a little scarce right now.
Well, I watched the thing with DeSantis talking about the weather and stuff, and he was telling people go ahead and fill up right now. Start right now.
Well, if they're telling you to evacuate, yeah, they want you to get full so you're not stranded on the side of the road. They're trying to do road rescues when the roads are packed. That's a nightmare.
What I thought was good that they opened up all the expressways and the tolls. You know, they opened them up so you don't have to worry about paying tolls or being stopped or anything. You know, to keep the traffic going. That's going to help out a lot.
Yeah.
I sure would not want to be on that bridge in Jacksonville though. When that stuff comes in.
Yep. Yep.
Well, Shane, I'm gonna drop down.
All right.
I'll talk to y'all later. If Chuck comes back up, I'll come back on. But
yeah, we'll probably just go over to his place and watch the weather with him.
Yeah. Well, I want to watch it.
Yeah.
But bye, everyone in chat. See you later. If not, y'all have a blessed night.
Hey, Crystal. Hey, Crystal. Before you go, if you get a chance to go over to your friend's house or the relative you're talking about, I'd really consider it. You know, if you can take your pets with you, and there ain't no problem doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Better be safe than sorry. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, this ends up being a nothing burger. Don't be too mad at me if you do that.
I'm not gonna be mad at you. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and twist this off and we'll just all go see Chuck or something. Everybody go over and help support Chuck. Get him some subs on his new little channel he just started. It's called see his name up there on the screen, Texas Twisted, TWIZTID. Just go in there and type that in and it should pull him right up. He'll have a gold star as his logo and it says Texas on it. That's all it says.
Okay. Hey, Shane, do you mind if I explain my Rumble account real quick?
Go for it. And there's
Yeah, I'm
a
at.
there's a red dropping the link too, guys. SCAD.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
go
I
ahead.
got Chuck's info there. Cool. I'm at Rumble. Now, all I do is I have two car videos on there, or well,
Right.
one truck video and a car video. Just I was testing it out to see how to do it, how it works, whatever. But on Rumble, I'm on Area 111. When you do the channel search, okay, whenever you go into Rumble, if you've never been to Rumble before, you got the search bar, like the magnifying glass thing. You hit that, okay. The first selection is video. So you're looking for videos, the name of the videos. You go down, the arrow down, it'll be channel, search channel. Just type in Area 111, all one word, and you can go to my channel. Once I get to 100 subs, I can a live stream for free. So, like I said, that would help out a lot. So, anybody that does that for me, I appreciate it. All right, thanks a lot, Shane, for letting me do that. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Like I said, everybody else, head on over to Chuck's, give him a little bit of love, maybe give him a love rate, and give him some thumbs up and subs, and make him feel a little better after all the crap he's went through this week. So, anyway, I appreciate all y'all for coming in and hanging out with me. I appreciate everybody on panel and everything we get to discuss. And I guess we will bust out of here, and I'll see everyone tomorrow night at 6:00 Central, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good night.